Hello, I'm Howie Sheriff, founder and director of You Call This Yoga, welcoming you to a special interview of our team of 4 community healing yoga teachers. This is to share with you and educate you about the issues that many people are ongoingly face in society, and the perspectives of our teachers in providing yoga as a means for personal and community healing. We welcome Courtney Gendron, Karla Vallecillo, Kiesha Battles, and Bethany Kim-Yin, who are currently teaching and will start answering in that order. So please introduce yourselves and your yoga interests, starting with Courtney.
Hi, I'm Courtney Gendron. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm a yoga student, yoga teacher, and so excited to be working with You Call This Yoga to offer this great class in the spring. Karla, are you ready to go next?
Yeah, of course. My name is Karla. I was born in Nicaragua, and like Courtney and the group of amazing women I get to work with, I'm really excited to be part of this group of teachers that is providing this class for the community. I'm a yoga teacher. I am also a yoga student of life, I like to call it. And I'm just really grateful to be here.
I'm Kiesha Battles. Thank you for having me in this collective. My yoga interests that most people think of would be in the space of yin yoga, but it expands to philosophy, it expands to doing service, and that's one of the main reasons I'm a part of this collective, a part of teaching for You Call This Yoga. And when I was invited to join this specific class for community and for healing, especially at this time when we've hit a year of COVID, hit a year of pandemics, murders, police brutality, shots, all that good stuff. It's nice to be in a space where we can just hold each other. So I'm grateful to be here.
Hi, everyone. I'm Bethany, and I am originally from New York, and I was trained in Colorado and moved to North Carolina this past year. And my yoga interests are really centered around yoga being an access point for deeper reflection, and I love to combine writing and movement is kind of my jam. So big onto theming and focusing on yoga right now as a tool for community care, that our self-care and our personal practices will lead us deeper into connection with others.
Wonderful. We all are looking to build that sense of safe space and community, even when we're remote from each other. But just having this class and series is just one of our organization's efforts. Group, how have you found the last 2 years has shaped your connection of yoga and community healing? Let's start with Karla.
Needless to say, the past few years have been rough, and I think a lot of mental health has been the priority around my practice. I have a lot of friends and family members who've been really affected over the last 2 years, and so yoga has been a way to bring a little community together, to bring some loved ones together and sort of channel our energy through a little different, through maybe some movement, through breath, through meditation. And so it's brought us a little closer together through pain, and also trying to come up with creative ways to how we can help each other and help our community. And so service plays a big part of that as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Kiesha.
Well, this actually marks 10 years of me teaching yoga and being in a variety of communities, from You Call This Yoga to the YMCA to the local church here in Charlotte, Friendship Missionary Baptist Church. So community has constantly expanded on my yoga journey. And in some places, I started with one person, and eventually the classes started to build and build and grow. And what I really appreciate about all the community connection over these past few years is that when we shifted to the digital world, people were still able to be in connection and to be with me, to connect with me. And the practices that they've learned from me and all these other great teachers, they're able to take those tools and still be safe in their homes while we still provide that space and that guidance. So community's just been really all of it for me with yoga, a constant building, a constant growing, a constant learning from different people, and having the opportunity to take different practices with them as well. So I'm actually looking forward to tonight practicing with Courtney when she shares her turn this week, and then eventually getting to connect with Bethany and Karla.
For me personally, the past couple years have been really transformative. I had 3 kids within 4 years, and so my parenthood journey is really tied closely to yoga teaching. And so seeing just the transformation of our cities and our country, and the invitation to truly transform from a foundational from a foundational level, has been a really beautiful opportunity for yoga to, similar to what Karla was saying, to just really like connect us and to really ground us when so many of us were really uprooted and unmoored this past year and more. So I think that having yoga as this really powerful avenue that perhaps on the surface some people might not see how transformative it is, but for those who have been students of it, and again, as Karla mentioned, students of life, like we know how powerful it is to connect with ourselves and to connect with one another, because how can any lasting sustainable change happen unless those are the prerequisites?
Love it.
Yeah, that was beautiful, Bethany. What I was going to say is that over the year, we've all had to slow down, which has been amazing. I would say before the pandemic, everything was fast-paced, get there, get it done, not even considering different things that were going on or considering any emotions or trauma that we were all experiencing collectively. But the pandemic allowed us to slow down. It allowed my practice to slow down. My students were asking more for meditation and breathing and pranayama exercises, which I was happy to give. And I hope that we keep that, and we keep that sense of community, that sense of slowing down as we pull ourselves out of this pandemic. And this Thursday class is a really great way to start doing that, to pulling the community together and transitioning into almost like a better future.
Lovely. Well, that was very rich, and I was reflecting on my 2 years as all 4 of you were speaking. And you 4 are part of the healing for me and our community too. So you are part of sharing loves, and we cherish that. So hopefully the viewers will engage your classes too. So when I ask about how this is woven into your teaching, would you consider some specific elements of your class, again, that may really share with our listeners and viewers about you as a teacher? And we're up for Karla starting.
Yeah, so my classes are very, they combine a little bit of both of strength and mobility. And my approach is more of a mindfulness. You know, I encourage my students to practice mindfulness, not only on the mat, but also outside of the mat, you know, to really be aware of how we're feeling, to honor our feelings. And I come from a background where we're so used to just putting them under the rug or moving past them. And so my approach is a little different, and I try to practice not only in yoga, but, you know, outside of the mat, outside of the practice. So it's something that I very much encourage and try to implement in my classes, a little bit of mindfulness, meditation, even if it's very short meditation towards the end of the class, to really center ourselves and really acknowledge what is it that we're feeling, where is it coming from, and what can we do about it? How can we use this energy to get through it, to heal, and also help our loved ones and the people who are sharing the space with us at the time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Kiesha?
How is this woven into my teachings for 2021? I feel like You Call This Yoga has been the thread for all of my teachings, because I do a lot of teachings in different spaces, but being in this container, it's really put forth the accessibility, and not just from providing accessible options or providing chair yoga, but now offering yoga in different languages, like the Spanish classes we offer, or having our social media being updated so that things are a little bit more accessible from a technological standpoint, or even just being in the climate that we're in, where, last year for me, it was very heavy. It was very heavy Black Lives Matter, but now I have a different appreciation for the impact for folks in Asia, right? Or the folks here, the Asians here, the stuff that's going on in India. So You Call This Yoga. I think we are we are that kind of hodgepodge of a bunch of different teachers from various backgrounds across the country, across the states. So it's just put this whole lens on me that I'm this ambassador. So whenever I step in front of the camera for you guys, I want to make sure it's accessible. And like what Karla said, I found I'm weaving in meditation at the end of class, because that's one thing that is accessible beyond the breath, right? Is to give people that container to find some freeness in their mind. So it's really just kind of been that mantra driving me, make it accessible. You call this yoga. This is what, we're promoting. So really instill that into the practices. So when you do take class with me, it just depends. Like, it depends upon who's in the room, who comes in the Zoom, if my mom's on the call, if Ms. Gail's on the call. So based upon the energy of who's in the room, I might offer something different. But it all comes with opening up prana, energy, those channels, and giving you some good words to kind of lull you into it. Yeah.
Sweet.
I would say some of the impacts from current events in these past years has made it more of a priority for me to pursue DEI in all of my efforts in life, diversity, equity, inclusion. And so I sought out You Call This Yoga when we moved here last year, because I intentionally wanted to be part of an organization that prioritized accessibility and marginalized communities. And I love and appreciate the opportunity to teach authentically in my own voice, and to offer the gifts that I have, which in other studios might not be their style, and that's totally fine. But I love that I have a difficult time compartmentalizing myself, and I don't want to. And so I really find it such a joy that I can bring my passions and priorities in this space, because I want to offer the best that I am to my communities and encourage others to do the same. And so in my classes, similar to what Kiesha was saying, like it does reflect what I'm experiencing, what I feel like the community is experiencing. And I think also I mentioned just Dharma is a big part of my life. And so again, just using physical shapes and recognizing that the body is a site of all experience, and taking those truths to go deeper and to get grounded.
Well, when we created this program, we segmented each of the months to be different themes. And for the month of May, our theme is belonging. And that's what you'll hear throughout the class when you sign up for my class. It is going to be tonight at 6 p.m., so please sign up. And what you're going to find is that we're going to focus on our heart chakra a lot of us have been kind of holding our heart, kind of holding that space, and I want to allow us to kind of open it up. And if you cry in my class, that is perfectly okay. Don't feel like you have to, but it is a space if you want to do that. We'll be holding some deep stretches, working on our breath, maybe a little bit of meditation in there, but it really depends on who shows up in the space and what they need in the moment. But for May, for belonging, we're focusing on the heart.
Lovely. Well, let's wrap it up with some final thoughts and inspiring messages for anyone that's viewing. And let's keep it short and sweet. Ready with Kiesha.
And I love how Courtney brought about the theming and belonging. The one thing I can just say is I feel like I belong in this space in so many different capacities. Being a teacher, being a person of color, being a woman, being a curvy yogi, being a volunteer, being a business person. So you call this yoga. Love the work we've been doing together collectively, virtually, and hope that folks will take advantage of this class or any of the other variety of classes that we offer. And if you need any assistance with registering for classes, reach out to any of us and we can surely help you get signed up. You belong.
I just want to say that there is inherently a really spiritual significance to our offering because we are offering it as a collective. And so I invite students to check out our classes because when one of us is guiding the class, it's really all of us together and we share the same spirit and this heart and this declaration that yes, you belong and we don't just belong as individuals, we belong together. And there's no other way we can belong except collectively. And so it's recognizing the truth of our connection so we can actualize it and live it out. So I am just so honored that we get to declare to the world that we are a team and to invite others to connect with whoever's in their circles, if it includes us as well. And also recognizing that our most authentic selves are the ones that belong, and we first belong to ourselves so that we can belong to each other.
Courtney, don't hold back.
Those were beautiful. Bethany and Kiesha, what a great way to wrap this up. I don't think I have anything to add except go to youcallthisyoga.org, sign up, put us on your calendar, and come and be in community with us.
Yes, I agree. We are so excited, and we do this with love. We're very passionate about our practice, and so we cannot wait to connect with anyone else that wants to be a part of this space. And so sign up for the classes and join us. Be part of this space. Be part of this healing movement that we just want to share with the world.
Thank you. This is really thrilling for me to just be present with you. And it's been a delight to share. I would add my personal mission statement is to be a positive and relevant part of the solution. And that's some of what I bring to the org. And thankfully, the four of you continue to represent that emotion. So viewers and listeners, please continue to follow our team of Courtney Gendron, Karla Vallecillo, Kiesha Battles, and Bethany Kim-Yin. We have a YouTube channel, Facebook page, LinkedIn at You Call This Yoga, and we welcome your engagement. The teachers are ready to serve. Thank you, everybody, for being present in all forms.